After years of heartbreak, healing, and unforgettable memories, Heartland finally returns with season 19. And at the very center of it all, the story that has carried fans through every twist and turn, the unshakable bond of Amy and Ty. This isn't just another season, it's a new chapter that redefines love, family, and the spirit of Heartland Ranch. The return of Heartland always feels like coming home, and season 19 begins exactly that way. Before diving into the fresh stories ahead, episode 1 carefully reminds us where we left off in season 18. Amy had grown stronger than ever, not only as a mother to Lyndy, but also as a woman rediscovering herself after facing the weight of grief, responsibility, and the challenges that come with life on the ranch. Her journey in the last season was marked by moments of quiet reflection, where she leaned on her family and her deep connection with horses to keep moving forward. Ty's presence in her life remained a constant source of balance. His steady nature, his passion for the ranch, and his devotion as a father added layers to their relationship that fans have always loved. Together, Amy and Ty carried a sense of calm strength that rippled through their family. Their daughter, Lyndy, symbolized the hope they held on to, a reminder of everything they had lost and everything they continued to fight for. Season 18 also gave us glimpses of the other Heartland characters finding their own paths. Jack, as always, stood tall as the heart and soul of the ranch, guiding Amy with his wisdom. Lou juggled her leadership role while trying to keep the family united. Georgie, chasing her dreams with determination, represented the younger generation's resilience. These storylines, woven together, built the emotional foundation that now carries into season 19. As episode 1 opens, the camera sweeps across the Heartland Ranch. The early morning sun spills over the pastures. The horses graze quietly, and there's a calm rhythm to life. It feels like nothing has changed, yet beneath the surface, everything is shifting. This is not just the start of a new season, it's the beginning of a deeper story. Amy is seen in her element working with a troubled horse. It's in these moments that fans are reminded of her gift, the ability to see into the soul of an animal, to calm its fears and bring out its true spirit. Ty watches from a distance, not in a way that overshadows her, but with pride and quiet admiration. Their connection is unspoken, built on years of love, challenges, and unbreakable trust. The writers of Heartland have always known how to ground the story in emotion, and episode 1 wastes no time in reestablishing that. Amy and Ty are not just characters, they are a reflection of resilience, of love that withstands storms, and a family that continues to grow no matter what obstacles lie ahead. This first section of the episode carefully balances nostalgia with fresh beginnings. The audience is drawn back into the warmth of the ranch, while subtle hints suggest that bigger challenges are waiting. The beauty of Heartland is that it doesn't rush. It allows moments to breathe. A simple breakfast scene at the kitchen table becomes a reminder of family unity. A glance between Amy and Ty carries the weight of seasons past and the promise of the future. The hook of episode 1 is not an explosive drama, but in its gentle unfolding of life as it is at Heartland. And that's exactly why fans have stayed loyal for nearly 2 decades. Because every scene feels real, heartfelt, and deeply connected to the journey of love that Amy and Ty continue to share. Amy and Ty's story has always been the beating heart of Heartland. And season 19 episode 1 doesn't waste time reminding us why their relationship means so much to the fans. From the very first scene where their eyes meet across the ranch, the chemistry feels as alive as it did back in the early seasons. What makes this episode special is not a grand gesture or a sudden twist. It's the quiet, intimate moments that show how deeply their love has matured. One of the most touching scenes comes early in the episode when Amy is working with a young horse that refuses to be handled. The animal thrashes and resists, but Amy, with her calm patience, begins to soothe it. Ty watches nearby, not intervening but offering quiet reassurance with just his presence. Their relationship is reflected in this moment. Amy brings gentleness and understanding, while Ty provides strength and silent support. Together they balance each other perfectly, much like they always have. Later, as the day settles, Amy and Ty share a small but powerful exchange while walking back to the barn. They talk about Lyndy, about how fast she's growing, and about the kind of future they want for her. Amy dreams aloud about passing on her love for horses, while Ty admits his hope that Lyndy will inherit not just their skills, but their resilience. This conversation feels like a love letter to the audience, a reminder that their relationship is built not just on passion, but on shared dreams and the family they've created together. The writers also bring subtle nods to their past struggles. There's a moment when Ty lightly jokes about all the obstacles they've faced, from injuries to separations to the weight of grief, and Amy smiles in response. It's not a heavy or painful memory anymore. It's a sign of how far they've come. By including these small callbacks, the show honors the journey that had brought them here, while promising fans that the best is still ahead. But perhaps the most powerful element of this section is the emotional closeness that comes without words. A glance across the dinner table, a touch on the arm as they pass, or a moment of shared laughter with Lyndy. All of these details build a picture of love that has grown deeper with time. For longtime viewers, these scenes feel like a reward for years of investment in their story. For new viewers, it's a chance to see a relationship that is built on authenticity, trust, and devotion. Episode 1 also teases the possibility of new challenges that could test their bond. While nothing major is revealed yet, the script cleverly drops hints: a conversation about the ranch's future, a mention of financial strain, and an unexpected phone call that leaves Ty thoughtful. These little details plant seeds of curiosity, reminding the audience that while Amy and Ty's love is strong, their journey is far from easy. Still, the message of this section is clear. Amy and Ty's love is the anchor of Heartland. It's the story that has kept fans watching for nearly 2 decades, and it continues to be the guiding light of the ranch. In season 19, their love is not just about romance. It's about partnership, family, and the courage to keep moving forward no matter what life throws their way. By the time this section of the episode closes, viewers are left with a warm sense of hope. Heartland is not just about horses or family drama. It's about love that endures. And in Amy and Ty, the show has given us one of television's most enduring love stories. Just when everything feels calm at Heartland Ranch, the story begins to unfold with new challenges that remind us life here is never without obstacles. Season 19, Episode 1, carefully plants the seeds of conflict, making it clear that Amy and Ty's love story will not exist in isolation. The ranch, the family, and the larger world around them continue to bring both opportunities and trials. The first sign of tension comes with a subtle but powerful moment at breakfast. Lou, ever the organizer and leader, sits down with the family to discuss the ranch's finances. She points out the rising costs of maintaining the horses and the pressure of keeping everything running smoothly. While no one says it outright, the unspoken worry is clear. Keeping Heartland afloat is becoming harder with each passing year. Amy listens quietly, her expression a mix of concern and determination. Ty, too, takes it in with a steady look, but his silence suggests he's already thinking of possible solutions. This family meeting isn't dramatic, but it lays the groundwork for struggles that could shake the ranch in the episodes to come. A second thread of conflict appears when Georgie returns to the ranch after months away on her riding career. She's older, sharper, and more determined than ever to make her mark in the competitive world. But her return is not just a happy reunion, it carries tension. Georgie's goals may not align with the family's vision for Heartland, and her fierce independence could clash with Amy's more traditional approach. In Episode 1, the tension is only hinted at, a sharp look here, a disagreement about training methods there, but fans can already feel the friction that's likely to grow in later episodes. And then comes a surprise no one expects. A new client arrives at the ranch with a troubled horse. At first, it seems like any ordinary case, the kind Amy has dealt with countless times. But this client isn't just anyone. They carry a mysterious past connection to the Fleming family, one that raises questions and unsettles Jack. The moment is brief, just a handshake and a knowing look from Jack that the camera lingers on, but it's enough to spark intrigue. Who is this newcomer, and what do they want from Heartland? Episode 1 doesn't answer, but it makes sure the audience is asking. Ty also faces his own private challenge in this episode. Midway through, he receives a phone call that pulls his attention away from the ranch. The details are vague, but the seriousness in his expression leaves no doubt that it's important. Amy notices his distraction, and while Ty assures her everything is fine, the tension lingers. For fans, this moment is a classic Heartland setup, a subtle thread that will slowly unravel in future episodes. Will it be a professional challenge, a personal struggle, or something that could threaten his family's peace? The mystery keeps viewers hooked. Even Lyndy, though still young, becomes part of the episode's emotional layering. There's a scene where she overhears the adults discussing the ranch's difficulties. She doesn't fully understand, but her innocent question, "Will Heartland always be our home?" strikes directly at the audience's heart. Amy comforts her with a smile, but the look she exchanges with Ty says more than words could. It's a simple but effective way to remind us what's truly at stake: the future of the family and the ranch they've built together. By the end of this section, the episode has introduced enough conflicts to keep viewers guessing without overwhelming them. Financial strain, family tension, mysterious newcomers, and Ty's secret phone call. Each piece is carefully placed to build anticipation. The beauty of Heartland's writing lies in its restraint. The drama isn't explosive or forced. It's grounded in the kind of everyday challenges that feel real, relatable, and deeply human. Episode 1 doesn't solve any of these problems just yet, and that's exactly the point. Instead, it sets the stage for a season where Amy and Ty will need to lean on each other more than ever. The ranch may be beautiful in the golden light of the Alberta plains, but behind the scenery lies a storm of questions that demand answers. And it's those questions that make fans eager for what comes next. As episode 1 of season 19 builds toward its final moments, the warmth of Heartland collides with the weight of its challenges. The tone shifts gently but powerfully. The ranch is no longer just a backdrop for everyday life. It becomes the stage where family bonds and personal struggles are tested in ways that feel both intimate and universal. The climax of this episode arrives during an evening scene at the ranch. After a long day of training horses, family discussions, and quiet tensions, Amy and Ty step outside together. The sky glows with shades of orange and pink as the sun sets over the rolling fields. It's the kind of simple yet breathtaking moment that Heartland is famous for. No big speeches, no dramatic music, just raw honesty between two people who have carried each other through everything. Amy shares her worries about the ranch, the financial burdens, Georgie's growing independence, and the responsibility of raising Lyndy in a world that sometimes feels uncertain. Her voice is steady, but her eyes show the weight she carries. Ty, ever the quiet strength beside her, listens carefully before reminding her of the truth they both know deep down, that they've overcome far worse, and that together, there is nothing they can't face. This exchange becomes the emotional heartbeat of episode 1. It doesn't just reassure Amy, it reassures the audience too. In a touching moment, Lyndy joins them outside, her small hand slipping into Amy's and Ty's as they watch the horses in the distance. It's a symbolic picture, the past, present, and future of Heartland united in one frame. For fans who have followed this journey for nearly 2 decades, it's a powerful reminder of why this story continues to matter. It's not about flashy drama, it's about love, family, and resilience in the face of life's storms. But just when the episode feels like it has settled into a peaceful rhythm, the writers leave us with a spark of suspense. Ty's phone buzzes again, the same mysterious call hinted at earlier. This time he steps aside to answer, his expression tense as he listens. The audience doesn't hear the voice on the other end, only Ty's reaction. A deep frown, a quiet, "I understand," and then silence. When Amy asks if everything is all right, Ty forces a smile and simply says, "We'll talk about it later." That single line leaves the audience with dozens of questions. The episode closes with a wide shot of the ranch under the night sky, the family safe inside, and Ty standing on the porch, deep in thought. The contrast is striking. The ranch feels warm and safe, but Ty's silence tells us something bigger is coming. And with that, episode 1 ends not on a resolution, but on a promise. The story of season 19 is just beginning, and Amy and Ty's love will be tested in ways no one expects. The narration of this episode's closing moments perfectly captures the spirit of Heartland. At Heartland, the sunsets are beautiful, but life is never simple. And as Amy and Ty hold on to each other, their love remains the one light that never fades, even when shadows fall. For viewers, this is more than an ending. It's an invitation to keep watching, to keep feeling, and to keep believing in the story of a family, a ranch, and a love story that has already stood the test of time. Season 19 has arrived, and it promises to be one of the most heartfelt chapters yet.